The last tool to deal with friction is a tool that helps establish a team's phases. Each team goes through several phases, and these are forming, storming, norming, and performing. Understanding which phase a team is lets team members know what might happen in a team and can explain if friction does happen, explains why it happens. The first stage is forming, the period that the team gets together and start learning of each other's capabilities, capacities, and work styles is called forming. It's the period where the team doesn't know one another yet. The second stage is storming. This is the stage most teams fail, as problems start to arise. Team members' natural working styles may clash, and problems begin to arise and can cause unforeseen situations. This is also the stage that team members may start questioning authority. This storming phase can take a long time, unless in the forming stage the previous models have been applied to make certain that everyone understands each other's strengths and weaknesses clearly. The third stage is norming, the stage where problems fade and an agreement among team members is truly reached. At this stage, work becomes smoother, feedback becomes constructive, and the overlap between storming and norming can take a while. This is because new situations can cause more friction, which could mean that the team ends up fading back, receding into the storming phase. The last stage is performing, where friction vanishes entirely as every team member trusts each other's ability and capability. Communication flows well and clearly as everyone understands their role, and the team is moving steadily to their shared goal. One of the biggest factors in a team as well is feedback. How feedback is given can tremendously affect a team's ability. Do you remember cultural mapping, what we talked about before, where it was direct negative feedback versus indirect negative feedback? To move smoothly through the stages, communication is key, and feedback is a large part of this. Due to the nature of the storming stage, there could be problems that arise. Due to these problems, feedback can become destructive rather than constructive. Make sure your team has established what kind of feedback they tend to provide at the forming stage through cultural mapping and communication with one another. That way, everyone in the team knows what to expect.